Hello and welcome back, everyone. This is Hambbage, and ready to give this whole Minecraft thing another try in vanilla hardcore. I say another try not because we had a tragedy in our world or anything like that, but because in the last video that you may have enjoyed, I was well, I wouldn't say what I was experiencing was under the weather at all. Allergies were definitely rocking me, and hadn't slept particularly well as a result. Well, it's many hours later, pretty late in the evening, but I kind of unexpectedly did some napping, watched some eclectic movies on TV off and on between and throughout those naps, and here we are. Now I was like, oh, I haven't eaten anything, so I should probably have like some soup or something, which I did. Heavily peppered to try to keep the head clear a little bit. We'll see how that goes. But yeah, I knew just laying down straight away would probably be a bad idea. Okay, world's just catching up. Let's see. Yeah, it was seriously. I was so I wasn't out of it. I wouldn't say. I was there, but man, it was just trying to keep focus on on two things at a time and not get completely distracted was just way beyond me for a while there. Um, so I hope I haven't seen it. It's now actually online. This is man, I don't even know what. Well, I probably do, but it's midweek sometime. It's rainy outside, which you'd hope would knock down some of these allergens a bit. Maybe it will. Maybe it won't. Who knows? But only time will tell. Anyway, just gonna try to get another play session in here um, before we get back after it. And what I'm hoping for, fingers crossed, tightly, is that at least I'm with it enough to go back down. I mean, we badly need diamonds, but let's face it. Our hat and our not our shirt. I think we're doing a shirt, right? Pants. Hat and our pants have taken a beating. Previously, it was the shield we had to replace, but we'll get these guys done. I think now that I've made them, I'm sure I probably have extras that I'll have to merge these with. Yeah, it's cost of doing business. So here we go down salty. Nope. I don't. Did we have just regular ones over here? I don't even remember. I know we put something different in here. Right? Nope. Oh, they're up by the bed. Man. Hey, maybe we'll sleep before we go down. So, yeah, of course I had extras. Well, now we'll have fresh, shiny spares ready to go at some point. And hopefully we won't ever need them because hopefully we're going to have such awesome diamond gear here shortly that won't matter at all. So what else is fun and new right at the moment? Again, I truly feel like I just missed the day completely. It was it was a mess, and I I realize I'm not a total homebody or anything, but even more so after the year of pandemic stuff. I typically will if nothing else is going on. Bed even before 10 and just reading in bed. Um, if ever I have an issue with sleep type stuff, it's on the um, waking up as opposed to falling asleep. Right? For for long ages I've been pretty darn good at sleeping. I don't want to brag on you guys, but I can sleep like a champ, man. If that was a professional sport, I'd be all over it. But nowadays I do find if I wake up, I'm in more trouble than I used to be. Just in the sense of trying to get back to sleep in the middle of the night. That one doesn't work as well as it did back when I was a kid per se, or even in the last few years. I just noticed that it gets a little tougher to turn back over and roll on. So we'll definitely see if last night tired me out enough that tonight I sleep well, or if it's more of the same. I'm sure you guys will be, tuning in quick to see that highlight video. But let's have some fun here while we're together now. I'm not, like I said, I definitely did some off and on napping. I wouldn't say any of it was great. It was more that, how much of whatever this movie is did I just miss? And then you kind of startle yourself back awake and go again. So yeah, I'm really hoping, we'll see how this goes. If we can get some diamonds, it would be awesome. If not, we'll, whoa, hey, what happened here? What? No, this is bad. Just lost the torch. Was that elevated on the other side? Is this... It's not cool, man. Not cool at all. Oh, but it didn't burn my torch. That's cool. What? I didn't do that. Hey. Did I put that in the right spot? Nope. Alright, let's... Yep, maybe we're not going to the mine shaft later. Now, this apparently just didn't reach our other tunnel. That I recall. Maybe it's on me here. Yeah, as I've mentioned along the way, being at level 11 is my preference. I think it puts you in the diamond range, or diamond levels where they can show up, and for the most part, it keeps you free of having to deal with all these diamond. Ow! Hey! I swear, I am not intentionally. One of the things is, no, I don't want to do that. One of the things here is that after this morning's video was loaded, normally, either my laptop is on and running. Since I've been doing this, I don't really put it to sleep or let me back up. I don't really have it set under the power settings to where it will just put itself to sleep if I'm not actively using it. And normally I, just like anybody else, I'm not wild about just wasting power, whether it's the utility bill that I don't want to go up, or just there's natural resources that go into making that, or wind or solar or whatever. But I think for the most part, my power here in Colorado comes from fossil fuel stuff. I think, I don't really know, but would be my guess. But either way, if if you don't have to be running your laptop, you don't need to. But by and large, these days, my priority is letting the laptop stay awake through the night so that it can complete loading or checking or whatever I'm doing for YouTube stuff. So that's been kind of an adaptation of my workflow, I guess. Workflow is pretty loose, but just a change to the way things have. But since I was here, for the first time in quite a while, just on the couch watching stuff, I didn't want it, distracting me, having just a computer screen there. So I shut it. And now, each time you do that, your computer kind of has to run through all the stuff. It definitely seems better. It was more just as I first was starting up the world there that it seemed like it was still taking a little bit longer to get it going. So, let's talk about what all I watched. This will give you guys a pretty good view of how random some of my stuff is. I watched. Let me try to see if I can remember the names of all the stuff. I may not be able to, but the first thing I watched was the Denzel Washington Russell Crowe movie. Oh man, what was the actual title? Virtuosity. Yeah, it hasn't aged well. I remember having watched that as like a teen, young adult or something. I think it was early to mid '90s kind of time, and virtual reality and AI type stuff. Some of which is because it's more relevant today. It's kind of comical, seeing how all of I was certainly alive at that time. How all of us were thinking of technology and those kind of things at that time. So, it's just a moderately okay movie this day and age. But I don't even honestly I don't remember which service I watched that on. I think I had most of what I watched today was on Prime. Um, I've had both those two for ages and ages and ages. As I've said, I grew up in the upper Midwest kind of area, so I've got family back there, and so for kind of as long as shopping on Amazon has been a thing, and for me, I was a pretty early adopter of that kind of stuff. Go figure, right? The first first clue is I'm a total bibliophile, book lover, and Amazon was right up my alley when it, kind of back at the time when eBay was a thing. I don't know that I've ever bought anything on eBay. The whole auction deal was kind of weird to me and just seemed crazy. But Amazon, I right at the beginning, and the first time that they offered Prime, I was all over it. I was like, wait, it's how much for a year? And I get free shipping. At the time, there was none of this video service stuff. Any of that was nothing. It was the free shipping, and I was like, "You're telling me that for $100 I can get anything that I buy through Amazon shipped to myself?" And it's always, as far as I know, it's always been the 2 day shipping and free shipping. So double bonus where that comes. I'm trying to be a little careful here. Let's not get killed during story time. Okay, so that's our torch spot. Now let's come back. So we me, Hambbage has long been a big fan of Prime. I have used it before it was a streaming service, and then when that really took off, there was degrees of it, right? Any movies that hey, this is right where we wanted to be. It's perfect. Um, Sorry, random, um, but it is. So, in addition to um, watching Virtuosity, which I think was what I first found it. It took a while. There was a lot of flipping through stuff. I was like, that doesn't sound good. I think we even talked about it in the last video. That just I don't know what I want to do. I would think this sounds good, and then as soon as I try it, I don't. I definitely spent I don't know, probably not an hour, but something like that. Just trying to decide, like I was like, all right, this is what I'm gonna do. If I'm not good to be streaming, then or streaming, if I'm not good to be recording, then I need to be trying to feel better. And so I found that and watched it. Then I watched. I tried to watch, and I think I've at least fallen asleep to and had playthrough all of. Oh, it's some probably like a BBC series that's on Amazon, I think. Great British Castles, and it's got 2 seasons of episodes. I have a very wide tolerance for some of the various um, shows like that. So I watched part of an episode I'm sure I've seen before, but it's been a while, or whatever. Wasn't fresh, and I was like, oh, I'll watch that. But got sick of it. I was like, nah, not doing that. What else is next? So excuse me. I ended up kind of the most significant thing, I guess, that I watched. There were a couple, but it's a movie I'd never even heard of before, and I like when I can find them, and you got to be in the right mood for it and all that. But I found it must have been an indie movie, but it was Motorama. So, or Motorama, depending on how you pronounce it. So, again, I saw it, had never seen anything, and I think it was another '90s movie. And it was pretty good, but weird in parts. Like what? Basically this 10-year-old kid runs away from what is, set up in the first 2 minutes of the movie, it tops, as, an abusive type home. So he's this little kid, and it's kind of a fictionalized multiverse universe. Not multiverse in the sci-fi sense, but like clearly they're not trying to represent the places where they are as being, these United States of America. So there's weird state names, and I recognized enough to know they're shooting around probably some of Southern California, lots of Arizona, and maybe some Nevada. The what appeared to be the Hoover Dam was in it prominently in one very short scene. So again, indie movies, you don't they kind of make things work the way they can, and so they again, it was not here and now or any recognizable exact thing, but again, it wasn't trying to be crazy fantasy either. It was a very believably real world that the details of it had been altered to protect the innocent or something. And it wasn't horror at all, kind of pure indie, really. I like movies that that struggle to just fit into a category. They engage you more when you're like, what? First of all, what am I watching? How did I find this? And then what? What on earth is the the director or the writer trying to get across in this? I love movies. It's like, what were they thinking? What's going on here? So, kid runs around after having presumably stolen his dad's car as a 10-year-old. He drives around, and the people he interacts with oddly treat him much much more maturely. Like he's trying not to get caught or get in trouble, but they're, for by and large, pretty okay with him just running around and doing this. And he's kind of got like the 10-year-old cover stories, right? But I don't know, if you're into movies that are not overproduced. It certainly doesn't have like awesome special effects or anything like that. It's an indie movie, lower budget, and that was certainly fine in my book. Dang it, always so close so far. It's kind of by design. Someday, skeleton, you will kill a creeper for me, but not today, my friend. So yeah, definitely check it out. I don't want to go too deep into any stuff. I'm not overly spoiler guy. I won't go out of my way to ruin stuff, but because any of you guys that have watched any number of these movies can tell that it's kind of just my brain running through stuff that I choose to talk about. I'm not perhaps overly sensitive to, I may ruin that, so I'd rather be cautious than just go into over detail. So another movie that didn't watch today but had seen recently, and I always slaughter the title of this one. I can't stand this world anymore, or I don't think I can stand this world anymore. Something along those lines. And again, I'm the worst person ever for the names of pop, celebrities, actors, actresses, movies, all that kind of stuff. Just not my cup of tea. Like, oh, you mean that person? Oh, yeah, no, that person. If I'm doing really well, I'll be like, oh, the person that was in this movie, and this movie, and this movie, and it's just not my cup of tea. So. But yeah, a movie with the title kind of like that, very dark. Another movie that I struggled to categorize. Clearly, it's drama. A thriller, crime. It would be the best categories, but I also found it very darkly humorous in a good way, and surprisingly. Steered away from some of the predictable stuff as I was watching it. And in that movie, again, sidetrack, I was talking about the ones that I just sat on the couch to watch today, but kind of been chomping to just heap on this particular movie because it was as good as I've seen in a while. But I was shocked in the end to find that the male lead in the movie was Elijah Wood, who, if you don't know the movies at all, you may not know, or if you didn't care who was in them particularly, but Elijah Wood, most widely known for his role as Frodo in the Lord of the Rings trilogy, and again, I think he appears in just limited capacity in the Hobbit stuff. So that was kind of crazy. I didn't know until after I'd watched the movie, and I was like, "Who all is in this? This is pretty good." I wanted to check out who the writer director was, and didn't really know any of the rest of his stuff. It was a man, but in just looking at like IMDb to see what I could find, I understood that he's currently working on the Toxic Avenger, a new rewrite. You gotta take anything you see in IMDb with a grain of salt. So for what that's worth, it may never come to be, but it was interesting, and definitely, having seen that one, would check it back out again. Uh, so all this stuff, one, not yet giving us the diamonds. Two, every which way we go, we've got more overhead danger than um, just obvious access to diamonds. We want the diamonds. We don't want creepers on our head. Okay, well, there's that. Let's try this side. I'm not trying to run into lava today. I guess that was just sloppy. You know, coming into all this YouTubing stuff, I think I had said along the way, I'm doing my first thing. Hey, I'm pretty accomplished. I've been playing hardcore for years, and think we'll have some fun. Oh yeah. Definitely playing in the spirit of the HCMC challenge. I'd love to get all those in the world, but we're gonna take our time. We're gonna kind of work through things to get to that point. And between our 1 2 minute experience in the Nether before I killed myself, and today's troubles with staying out of the lava, you guys are like, what? No, you got some basic skills to figure out, sir. Let's let's do that, Hambbage, and then maybe we'll talk about advancements. I'm with you. So that didn't go very far. If it had, I would have certainly cleaned up this lava, and that's kind of why I went heavy on the torches. Now, we definitely want to put something back in that corner. Maybe up to that one next. Seems reasonable. Unfortunately, up doesn't do anything that we're really looking for here, right? We know that the mine itself is great, and we've got more to do in it, but as we had talked about, it doesn't meet our two immediate needs, one of which is permanent food source, and two is diamonds. Even before the cows, which we've talked about. We certainly want cows too, but yeah, either we're trying to get diamonds, or we're trying to work on that farm and get it up and running. But these actually work out okay, and I don't mind grabbing the coal and the iron and stuff while we're up here, but understand, it's mainly just coming up to keep us safe from airborne creepers. Then eventually we'd like to kind of get this. Maybe we'll do the water now. Actually, it doesn't have to be all the water. I think that will kind of do us pretty good. It's well behaved water, very purposeful. So somewhere up above there is a skeleton. There's that hole way up high, which is kind of dangerous. Especially if we try to get to it and there's a skeleton anywhere close enough to cause us trouble. It'd be no good. And then we've got this more ravine-like area that clearly I'm gonna bring some friends over right now. Hey, sir, you're gonna be. Ooh, level 40. Nice. Yeah, talk to your friends, bring everybody over. I'd rather get you guys kind of cleared down before you. Of course, they're going to be slow trolly. Just one. I mean, come on. Work together for me here. Bring over everybody. I would certainly prefer to not. There's the skelly. I didn't totally understand that. We have a spider. I mean, again, they're just so dumb. Like, send a wave. I don't want to just wait. Now, nope. I don't know that I can get out of. Oh boy. Huh. Well, that's a lot of stuff. What do we do there? Huh. Very interesting. Let's go. Can I hit anybody through there? I'm not wild about that creeper was sizzling, so he could see me at least to an extent. But if the water is pushing him back, and if I stay up high enough, maybe we can do this. My real concern is we get seen take a shot and then get pushed off the step. Almost just happened there. And I don't think that's a straight fatal fall, but it's potentially painful. Painful even by itself is a good reason not to just completely let yourself get hurt, right? So here's next phase is that. What does that do? Did that open anything up? So my guess is that that's open down to this little bottom area, right? And okay, that was good. Definitely did not want creeper hanging out. If you can imagine, my head is like totally tipped as I'm trying to look under that ledge while I'm just, sitting looking at a flat computer monitor. So, yep. That's how we're rolling. that looks like I've gotten up there before. I don't know where that particular tunnel came from, but okay. I think we got some attention. No. Hey, some extra experience, though. I saw them coming. Why didn't they come after me? Oh, did they then get pushed down into the hole, maybe? Okay, now you and your magic bow are maybe coming. Are you going to fall in the hole, too? Yep, see, there's some boots down there. Okay, so maybe everybody's now stuck in the hole. No, 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 no. Hoo, 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 hoo. How did they get to come out of all that? Put in a safety bar. We now have no torches. Oh, and he took out all the light that had been up there. At one point, I had sticks just randomly stuck in my thing, but I don't think I have any to make new torches. Alright, well, it's a shame to get out right now, but I think it's no point in killing anything if we can't keep them from spawning right back in again. So, back we go. While we're running here. Okay, so I just looking at the time, lining up kind of what this episode is. So yeah, let's see. We had to focus up there a bit. I forgot. So I was talking about the movie I hadn't watched today. I don't think I want to be in this world anymore. I don't think I can stand this world anymore. Something like that. That one's darker. I think has a reflected rating. Well, I think both the movies I just described were actually R-rated. So, again, be selective when I'm talking about movies. I'm talking about from my perspective as an adult. If you're not down with scary, or you're not down with suspenseful, or if even if it's just your parents have said, hey, we're not really okay with some of the off-color humor or that kind of stuff, don't push it. You got your whole life ahead of you. You don't have to make it a battle about you're depriving me. I'm getting shortchanged because those movies will be around. If this has taught us nothing, it's all our childhood favorites are still there and available. And speaking of childhood favorites, so the other stuff that I watched after was like an episode and a half of MST3K, or Mystery Science Theater 3000, and I grew up on that stuff. The guys, I think, were out of Minnesota, and it was maybe, I think it was later all around. But I was gonna say, it wasn't directly contemporary with Wayne's World, although it may have been, but I think later. But it was that, it was that kind of real deal. But it was, if you haven't seen it, they're all over the place. Oh, excuse me. Here we go again. Maybe I need to blow my nose. That was another yawn. More of that quality content you guys have come to expect. No, so I watched. The one thing I've always struggled a little bit with Mystery Science Theater is kind of the extra stuff. And again, this this goes back to my childhood where, like any um, small regional show, you can envision these guys hanging out in like the equivalent of their mom's basement. It wasn't that, but it was pretty bare bones, right? This isn't a big production kind of deal, and they just run horrible B movies, usually campy horror or oh, I watched another movie today. Totally forgot. Hang on. Anyway, they run campy horror movies or um, you know the old like 50s teen beach party type movie stuff. Old crazy sad now comedies and just movies that were horrible from production value to acting to writing, all that. They try to find the worst and the whole shtick. Hey, 1 second, we're taking a sip. Their whole shtick is that the main guy is in space and he got stuck there, and these evil scientists keep him there, and they send all these um, the the little theme song they made is like the worst movies ever made, and they make them watch them over and over and over again. So good stuff if you've never seen it. For me as a kid, they got on the again, I've said that we didn't have cable, so it wasn't like the networks. It was like Fox when I was a kid started this way and kind of outgrew it, obviously very quickly. But there were other sort of regional networks, and they were looking for low cost programming to fill the air. So these would go on, and anybody can watch them and know what's going on, but their comedy is very regional, so people in the upper Midwest definitely get a lot of what they're they grew up with. I grew up with the same stuff that they're joking about. All right, we didn't get the torches. That's what I'm trying to do as we talk. So watch that. It was that was what I just most recently watched, and I don't know. One was like a bog monster movie, and then the other one that I was kind of watching when I was like, let's do some more Minecraft, and then try to go to bed instead of just dragging this out. Because some of those kind of things, as it gets a little later, it is pretty easy to nod off in the middle of them, and the last thing you want to do if you're not feeling real good or all that is overly nap. Funny for a guy who says that he spent most of the day, but you want to have a chance of falling asleep when you go to bed. So don't, I wanted to get up, do this, kind of not as active as I'd like to be, but at least it's something that will, and when I'm done, I can kind of set the video to process, let it run, and oh, that was my entrance. I looked at it and I was like, oh, I don't want to go to the upper one. I want to go to the lower one. Oh, they're all kind of the same. Okay, so we're going back to potentially death overhang overlook and see what new beasties have arrived. Did I mention I had some soup that I loaded up with cayenne pepper? It's definitely the kind of like hiccupy burp thing going big time right now. All right, this is done. Let's get this. So much for nature there. You gotta go, waterfall. I'm not a fan. All right, that should end that particular danger. I may find more by punching through this wall, but what we hopefully, if that goes back a little ways through some of this, maybe we can get a higher look down on that next, what I've been calling a ravine. I don't know if it really is or not. Seems to me at some point when we were playing in the abandoned mine, we poked our head into a ravine somewhere, so not impossible. And again, the higher up, and don't come get me. I think we're pretty safe. Famous last words. Um, so yeah, since we got through the potentially likely death, I also watched a campy horror movie that I hadn't heard of or seen before, which was Stephen King Must Die or You Can't Kill. I think it's Stephen King Cannot Be Killed, I think is the title of it. And very, it's it's intentionally made as a low budget horror type movie with the cliches, kind of not a full on spoof, but kind of as an homage maybe to that style, and done lightheartedly. There's lots of gore and all that, and if you're particularly squeamish about that, I would say watch with caution. But if you've already enjoyed a lot of those kinds of movies, then maybe that's a good one for you. I don't know. I've said, and with our world Susanna Dean, which I talked about, and in either its last episode or the one immediately following it, that was named for a series of Stephen King's books. I decided to give it a watch. It wasn't bad. I wasn't disappointed. I didn't think it was, it wasn't, to me, it wasn't as memorable as the Motorama one, certainly. So that's the Hambbage Slow Cooker film review of the week. Hope you guys enjoy. I thought I had something else I was on the brink of talking about, which is always even harder when you're trying to kind of juggle the don't die and we got more arrows. What's up, buddy? Nope. And your friend. You get the old sword treatment. And again, I don't particularly like the diagonal, but I knew that hole was there and was kind of more confident I could skirt around a creeper and deal with the consequences of that than I could deal with falling down a hole, and even if I survived it, having a creeper soon settling in on top of me. That sounded like no fun. Alright, come on. Show me the diamonds. Any diamonds at all? Nope. Yeah. There's the diamonds. We had to wait for them long enough, but I'm glad they're there now. So, we're not we're done with this whole taking chances thing. Watching diamonds just drop into lava. Like, oh yeah, that was bad. Oh yeah, and I said it was bad, but I did it anyway. Not this time, my friends. Not this time. Okay. Got so many good picks. Let's just switch now. Savor the excitement. Get these out and then get water. Here. Already, this could be offset, but already not looking like just again, 4. I don't know why this world has been so opposed to giving us big hauls of diamonds. Although if there's any time, this is certainly it. Once you have the fortune stuff, when you kind of quickly feel like, oh, I've got more diamonds than I'll ever need, so it kind of loses the excitement. But at the same time, you kind of want to hold on to huge amounts of diamonds until you've at least got silk touch and can bring them back. And I guess if you're doing that, then you've got probably a fortune as well, just by design. So maybe it won't matter too much if we find a lot more low level tunnels and twists and turns and all that good stuff. I sure wouldn't complain. Definitely got that quiet vibe around right now. I don't know what switched. It's kind of been in that mode, and maybe that's what I'm just noticing, is that maybe the heat ran again. It got rainy here today, and it's been really. I raved about the weekend. It was so nice, and yesterday was a nice day. But today was rainy. I think it wasn't a surprise or anything. It was cooler and a little rainy, and that may have done it. It may also have been today was we've had a weird winter. It was pretty dry and mild for the most part, but got some rain throughout this year as opposed to just all snow. And one part of that was I have a little a gas fireplace in my apartment, which I never use, never. I know they even said something about like, oh yeah, if you want to use it, here's the starting stuff or whatever, and it's got a wall switch. It doesn't just go on. I think there's something I need to do, but I don't miss it. For one thing, all right, now which two things did we just reconnect? So this went around here, back to here. This looks, I don't know, that's just gold we didn't bother to get. That was where we did some of the creeper stuff up around there, and the skelly. I know where I am. So no more diamonds. That's a bummer, but good progress on the ones that we did get, and again, clearing all of this has been hostile, scary stuff up until now. So having that taken care of is a big win. And we'll see how much room we have, if any, when we get done cleaning up some of these things. The redstone, the coal, whatever iron and stuff is still scattered around in these big chambers. Kind of deal with those first, see where we're at, then maybe just poke our heads back up into the mine shaft here. But again, like I said, that's not doing what we need it to in terms of likely. We may get some diamonds out of chests in the mine, and if it drops down low enough, we could certainly get some in the walls around the mine. But to what we've seen, having approached it from underneath, I don't think it's particularly set up to be a mine that runs deep. And of course, the little chest minecart things are scattered, so can't count on. I will definitely find 5, and of those, 1 will have some more diamonds in it. And when they do, you get a random number. So you kind of at that point have to feel good if you get 1 in a chest, much less any others. So yeah, I think we've done good work. Can't remember. I think we used the last 3 to get the diamond pick right before we came and fought the spiders, right? So I don't think we have any in reserve, which is sad, because that means we can't even turn these into a hat. We'll check. We'll go back and check, and I think from there, let's just clean up the stuff on the way back too. Again, we don't need redstone particularly, but we do need to stockpile the XP. It's a balance. We highlighted it particularly in the last world, I think. As these levels go up, if your gear doesn't match it, particularly in my mind at the 10 levels, kind of reset and get a bit more. You may start seeing more Endermen. You may get the pack spawning, making you deal with more mobs in a row, or you get that just surprise behavior from the AI that suddenly takes what's no big deal and makes it potentially world stealing. So that's the trade-off, but I think it's worth it when we do get to the point of enchanting and all the rest that we already just sitting around waiting on levels is no fun. So all right. Just cleaning these guys up. We'll go do a cook. Then we'll try to decide: do we go over and quarry? I don't think we've done too much of that. Clearly, we need more sandstone. We've done a count of. I remember going over and doing the count when we were trying to wrap up the episode. So I'm well aware we need 5 full stacks for just the walkways that will go the lengths of our fields, and then we need enough for 3 rows the width of the farm on the far end, and another 6 on the near end. So, not to mention making fences, all that stuff too. So, still need a lot of trips to the quarry along the way. But it was fun to get down there and kind of putting the sword to a few creepy crawlies. They deserved it. Wow, we don't even have a full stack of stone. Okay, never mind. Hi, Salty. Good to see you, bud. But we do have a lot of good stuff for here. Oh, we did have. Yay! I guess we were saving 2 for the enchanting, but oh, should we save? Should we save? Let's save. We just got this new iron gear, right? It's not too trashed yet, and we may need these diamonds to repair our shirt and shoes by the time we get done. We got some little bit of gold, just a steady trickle, but eventually we can use that. I can't remember what. Did we get up to 12 or 14 golden apples at one point? Well, we're still relatively early, considering that we've played around a lot with do I want to do that? No, I think I want to leave those. So let's make these into blocks. Again, block is pretty multi-purpose. Anything that you're going to be doing where you're trying to consolidate or manage inventory, just type in block. The exceptions are sandstone and stone brick, but that block gets you redstone block, lapis, gold, coal and iron. So lots of ways when you're shortcutting through the crafting. Okay, get those away. Get you away. We saved a whole extra stack just to make more torches. Let's use those. And we'll need one more pick, which we can manage. Now, I don't think I need one, make two. Because we've got extra, let's go. Nope. Okay, let's grab the bed. Let's go quarry quick. Where did the boat go? Boat. Did we use it to get a lead and then throw it back in here? Yes. I knew that. See, I may have been. That reminds me, by the way, we were talking a little bit about names and description comments. All that came up, and I think the description for the current video, the one that's up there right now, I ended up saying that the brain sludge is real. But I do kind of wonder, do folks even see those? Does that make any difference to you guys? Is there stuff that specifically looks? I think that the titles are pretty good as is, unless anybody that has been through this kind of stuff before says you absolutely should have blah in the title as opposed to the description, and that's how we learn, is to get recommendations on what we're doing. But yeah, the descriptions then become, and you can actually put a lot into the description. I never knew all that, and I don't think most do. I don't ever think I'm going to put a whole bunch in there, but when you guys see those, do you enjoy, kind of puns or a little bit of humor in the ones? I've just kind of bounced around, a very, couple different topical things to give you an idea of what's coming in that episode, or is there some, would you prefer to know from the description or, even in the title, quarry, mining, farming, trip, those kind of things? Personally, I won't ever commit to doing any of that kind of stuff just based on comments, but I do think when it comes to whether or not there's any indication of what's in the episode, I will always, and I hope you guys have appreciated it, I try to even mix up within the episode. Sometimes you need to have one particular goal. Oh, I didn't even think. Can we see them? I forgot to look. Are they out there? I know we could expand our chunk distance, but how about on the angle? No, we're too far away. That's a bummer. Sorry. Clearly a squirrel moment. But yeah, I was wondering if our jungle trees were up. But well, what I was saying is, I'm never going to intentionally try to give you a reason not to watch. And I think with some of the episodes, knowing that they're going to be, I'm not going to be like, hey, 1 second, sip. that prevented the cough. I don't think I'm ever gonna, just put in there, hey, this is a long play of chores. Don't watch me. I'd much rather have people find that out, and I do it myself, so I'm not gonna hate on people. If you're in a video and you're like, oh man, what's going on today isn't exactly my cup of tea, I would caution that is hopefully you've seen enough videos to know. Just like today, I will try to throw a few different types of activities in when the mood strikes me. I'm not going to commit to any particular thing. I'm going to play the game and record myself doing it. So the cave spiders, right? When we were in there, we actually stayed through a complete episode and then added some more. Granted, I think that by and large, audiences will be most appealed by some combat, some overt chance of death. I won't rule out anything taking my world at this point, but I feel more or less secure when I'm just digging up sand, in a wide open area, or breaking some sandstone rocks, than I do when I'm down in the cave taking out creepers and dealing with waterfalls high above the air, and whether skeletons or creepers can knock me off my perch. So there's a sliding scale of how likely you are to lose your world in any given activity, but we try to mix those things up, and I hope my personal, and I do, in part unapologetically do it for myself. When it is time to get down to chores and do a lot of that, I do try to just, even for myself, mix them up. As you guys saw, even this morning when I wasn't feeling top of the world, I was trying to mix up within the farm work. Okay, we gotta go chop some trees now. Now we got to dig a little bit of dirt, level that part out. Now let's break some of the rocks. And that's how I've always tried to play when it goes. And I watch some of the live streamed content where that's part of the deal. Hey, we're gonna build a big world and some of those kinds of pieces along the way. And the chats are conditioned to expect that. And you have more stuff going on in the background. So I don't think it's, even though it's tedious and the chat may be laughing about, having to sit through watching digging sand for an entire episode or something like that. They also understand that, it's in those circumstances when it's a big chat, it's also just something to do while everybody's interacting and going forward. So I see it, but I think I'm along. Well, I'll say that. Then the next day I'll find myself in the midst of a project where I can't break. And certainly, when you're getting the villager outposts and things set up, you become more focused on those activities. You guys all got a chance to see when we did that most successfully that as you're working on that, there will be various little mini tasks in the middle, but it may well be a full play session just trying to manage getting the villagers alive and ready to go. And I won't say I've been thinking on it deeply outside of these thoughts that get captured and shared verbally, but I am thinking that at least for the farmers, I want to. Well, yeah, I think the farmers I want to set up close, and probably probably will do something similar to our last villager outpost here, where they can be safe and secure and close enough that we're not doing just forever boat trips to get things set up. The farmers in particular, yeah, it would be great to have the best value trade around the stacks of emeralds that we're getting. They are by far the most powerful, because if you're trading, and you know what, if I knew 100%, if I set up with this starting trade with this farmer, I will get both pumpkins and watermelon at the end, I would totally commit to trading watermelon with the two recovered villagers at this point. That would be so worthwhile. You know, you don't get the huge trade-off, and I don't know what they're. I think they still have the same demand. So, like, you know, if currently, I don't know what it is for sure. Makes my head hurt to just think about it. But I believe that it's maybe like 8 max trades that you get for each one until they reset. And I would imagine that with the value, you would still get, they'd still demand the same amount, but you would get more emeralds as a result. I was already thinking ahead that, you know, we've already said that those two villagers with the books, on the other hand, you have the best chance to get a really good, expensive trade at as cheap as it can be. You know, one emerald for Unbreaking 3, 1 emerald for efficiency. I don't know if it would be 1. I'm not sure what the lowest it can be for efficiency 5 is, and it may be slightly higher than that for Unbreaking 3 too. I'm not sure, but it's the lowest that they can offer it. The trade-off, though, is that you've got to roll a specific villager repeatedly just to get them to offer that, whatever that one is. And you saw. Let's take a chance to look. Okay, so. You guys got a chance to watch as we were working in excuse me again. At some point, I'll go back and look at yesterday, earlier today and this evening, and see if moving these mics, the little bits I've caught here and there of any of the audio, it's never sounded too bad. You know, when I happen to catch hey, sorry about that. I hope it didn't sound too bad. I haven't noticed, like, oh my gosh, did you guys hear that cough? So I think we're doing moderately okay there. Let me know. Well, I'll try to let myself know if we're not. But it is one of those deals. I am not too terribly wild about sitting there watching my own videos all the way back through. Seems not only a bit is it pompous to watch your own stuff, or just egocentric or something, or is it, is it just whatever? I guess, quietly, because I usually have something going on the TV just in silent while I'm recording these, just up there moving around. I guess that's not real good for power consumption either, but I don't care. I like having it. Um, but that would have more appeal. Kind of be watching my own playstyle rather than listening to it. Seeing the stuff that I've already done. There have been a few specific things, particularly world deaths and those kind of things. I will go back and look if I didn't happen to see exactly what happened when I lost it. Okay, I was just checking there to make sure I had brought the bed back from the desert. We've got that. We're going to try to cut some of this hill down. I think that's our next big move here on the farm. So yeah, we'll see if we can get any of that. And I don't think I'm gonna go too terribly late. This would be one where I wouldn't be opposed to just keeping it under 2 hours. Like I said, my sleep's already a little bit off, and if I start to feel like, all right, yeah, I'm getting tired, and that's why I switched back to the farm. I don't think this is gonna make me go, oh yeah, let's go for another 2 hours. I think this will kind of make me feel like, yeah, we got back after it again here, later in the day today, and kept making some good progress all around. So now if we just avoid any incidents with the residents of the dark forest, and keep plugging away, we should be good. Oh, there you can see the top of the jungle tree sticking up because it's so big. We do have to remember that, speaking of big trees, we got to take that one down. It's just too close. We don't need it technically wouldn't be right in the field, but I don't like having them. One, limiting light with the tree top, put shade over the fields. Think about farm fields, right? There's not a lot of trees growing in the middle of them. The reason they need to get sunlight on the plants. The other is I like to have that walking perimeter out around the outside of the field and where I was seeing. So this is going to be down, all the way at field level here. And this row will actually have the fence on it. And, maybe I'll talk myself back out of it. Maybe we could leave it up. We won't rush to take it down. How about that? Oops. I wasn't paying attention. Let's just kind of see how it comes out and where it looks, what it looks like when the fence and everything is up. Alright, so this should at least... This was, I guess, just in amongst the trees. I was like, why are there these little holes here? Scary. Dusk, dark. It was a bit extra. So yeah, that should kind of frames out what we need. We don't have to go all the way back this time. When you're working in the very far corner, just stay. Just stay. Keep digging. Do what you're doing. What else we got? We have enough hay. We've been using up, and the spiders and all the various adventuring has definitely taken its toll on our bread. Um, but having all that hay has been a good bonus because we can break relatively little of that up into loads more bread. Each hay bale is 9 stacks of individual wheat, and or each, if you did a full stack of hay bales, you would get 9 full stacks of wheat, and then divide that by 3, and you've got all your stacks of bread. So I think by the time we could ever get through that much bread, one, we would be overloaded. It'd be awful. Two, we'll have much better food options going at that point. So we'll just re-supplement if we need to. We could always do stretch that further by doing a few bowls of the mushroom stew for our work around here. I just looked down at that one and it was like, oh, it's going. Yep, gone. Yeah, this is it's actually going not too bad. I am a bit happy to see how quickly we're kind of wrapping up this last little bit. I guess, if you're looking for a silver lining in being all allergied up, it's that you can knock out some boring work and be more or less unaware that you've already done it, and that's a nice surprise. So this'll mark our final outer boundary, and of course we'll have to do some more digging down in the farm level, move some dirt into spots where we've taken out stone and vice versa. But yeah, getting it. Let's go chopperoo these. Chopperoo, pickaroo. I'm still looking for the right word for, I guess it's mine, technically, or quarry. But what we're doing as we strike with the pick? Are we picking like a nose, or are we mining, digging, breaking? No. What I do know is we're going to have lots of dirt. It's a good thing we added all those extra chests. How are we doing inventory? Oh, we still got room. I think we can keep picking up as long as our shovel lasts, that's for sure. Because we've done so poorly, I don't have any other little shovel bits to add to it. So, there we go. I think we'll definitely need another full batch of shovels to run these out. But I mean, as far as we come already, coming back up and looking at this again this evening, I don't know. We may actually be setting up with some actual farming by the time we wrap up tonight. That'd be cool. That would be a much bigger win. I was thinking we'd. Okay, well that's that. Before we get too big for our britches, let's. Now what we can do, if we've still got fair amount of room, let's at least get the stone broken. Don't think we need our 16 block spacing torches anymore. Those served their purpose. They did very well. We've hopefully reconfirmed all that with the sandstone. I think all our full stacks have fit. Although I think the only time we actually used a full stack and confirmed it was when we accidentally filled in the irrigation ditch instead of we're close. Unless there's others around, but I was looking. Yep, of course there are. Alright. Well, let's... So nice. Bouncy. Not bouncy at all, but fast to bounce off of. So, boom. Oh, let's go over here. Let's, because we have a lot, let's cook more. Now we'll need, oh, I should have put the dirt that I had back into those holes. What? More than enough to drop some off. Okay, now if we can just get rid of the random extra stuff and then make shovels would be good. So seeds, dandelions, and diorite. And the one bonus torch we definitely don't need. And we don't need extra cobble. Let's get rid of all the cobble. Definitely don't need that. Alright, now let's shovel up. And I think we'll make all 5 that we can here. Nope. You go there. Alright, so we got some sandstone. Let's get the full batches that we need. So put you away, and we'll take 1, 2, 3, 4. May become a little bit self-trolly, just in filling up my inventory before I really have need for it, but we're going to clear the books of dirt here to start. We'll leave that egg if we can dodge it. So let's just do all this little section. Get it all clear. Turn around and dump our dirt. And, you know, we just did the opposite down in Spider Cave Springs down there, but I think I'm okay to just bury that coal. It's if we'd been in a larger area and had it all ready, I'd dig down lower just to grab it. Wouldn't be an issue, but where they were just scattered single holes of it, and I'd have to dig up the dirt and make access to get down in there, and then turn back around and fill it all back in. It's not that much coal. So we go back to I wonder why that was so cobbly. Strange. Yeah. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's go. Let's leave that one for a moment and try to dig out where we'll put down the second path. Again, just doing purely the juggle, right? It's not impossible either way. If we fill up, the dirt can sit on the ground a little bit until we finish out these couple rows and get the sandstone back up. And obviously we'll have 2 times as much dirt as we're going to be laying down sandstone. But that's not... oh, that was one too many. So for a moment, we're just going to do that. Sleep. Be ready to sleep. And boom. A little water. Okay, so now we, hopefully, without incident, lay down the path. Biggest incident potential here is cave that you fall into as you go. Try to avoid that, and the best thought there, since I've shown plenty of times when I've come close, and even when you're thinking about it, it's easy to do, but try to keep the blocks you're breaking out at your out at kind of the extension of your range, instead of right in front. Like, if you're breaking that block, then you have to go extra slow. And I just, when it's an iron shovel with dirt, everything's different. But here it's just a little dot, dot, dot. So I'm just constantly kind of bouncing on the W key. If I go too fast, I'm going to push up on it and eventually be at risk of doing it. And as opposed to mining rock with the pick, whether we're picking it or how you want to phrase that, when I'm doing that, I do the 5, full extension, come back. Usually that's at least too high, underground. So I got to make the head level and the feet level clear. Now we're gonna have to get one cobble. Why? What did I miss? Of course, dude. We already did this. This was just extension out. So I did a little bit of extra digging, but this is all our I'm like, why did I put those extra 3 cobble in? That's why. So we don't have to, but that again kind of goes to the tree stuff, right? I like to have a boundary around this, and we'll see there. That's a little tighter than I'd like, but it shouldn't be a game breaker. So if we go from, wait, this is what we did though, right? Oh, but we just broke those. Okay. I think I'm back to good. If we come down here, we'll have 2 holes and then one piece of cobble to break. I hope. And if we do, then we're still all good. So why it's good to have, a little bit of redundancy built in, because time passes, on big build projects. Don't think that just because you have it all figured out at the beginning, it's going to continue to make sense all the way through. Or, when you come back to it after IRL, weeks or months, you're like, oh yeah, this is exactly what I was doing. Some people certainly, maybe, that's the advantage. But hopefully, if your play style is similar to what I enjoy doing, then you're going to be out, fighting monsters, taking trips, doing all kinds of stuff in your game world as you're working on projects like this. So try to, when you're doing the layouts and stuff, try to do all that, and just know, you're, despite best efforts, you're probably going to have a few of those moments where you're like, what was I thinking here? So we'll just go all the way down this outer edge first. And what's this gonna do to Oh, we were close. Well, we get one spot back here. The problem is that, oh, but we already have slots for those. All right, maybe we can do this. The juggle will be real, my friends. Oh, then there's the coal. Maybe we won't get it all done. It's okay though. We're still flying through this. It's only been around 20 minutes since we switched from the Cave Spider Springs area, which I like that as kind of our abandoned. Let's call it the Cave Spider Springs mine shaft. I think that's a good one. It's got the Spider Springs. Oh man, I can't think. Alliteration. The cave in there doesn't exactly fit with alliteration, but that's okay. And it has the fun of being a cool little, unique name. So I think that's cool. That's what we'll refer to it as. And as you can tell, I I like having the Salty as our pet in this world. I think it's awesome. I love having pets in the game as a functionality. As you're seeing, I don't love having them with me all the time, or even honestly, even much of the time. But I love having them in. I love the idea of having names. Just you guys have seen. I genuinely like being able to just say hello to a dog that I walk past in a Minecraft world. I think that's an element of I don't go too far into saying realism when it comes to Minecraft. None of it feels like, one, it was designed to be overly realistic, or two, was makes a difference. But it's depth, I guess, that I do really feel those kind of guys add having names. And I love giving names to Donkeyville was one of our first. No, we've seen loads of villages, and I think most every world we've had, I don't recall one where we've really struggled to see a village that we've lasted in any length of time. And okay, that's good, right? Every time I'm gonna do it, like what? Oh yeah, we've talked about this. It's okay. But yeah, whether it's animals or just my own references to places, I love having a little. Hey, let's go down to Cave Spider Springs. See what trouble we can get into today. That means something. I haven't really distinguished. I've never really had names pop to mind for the igloo villagers, but maybe we'll come up with something. You don't have to force it. There's no rule that says it's not a good place and you can't enjoy them to not have that. I think it when they're inspired, and that ability to give yourself your own freedom with your worlds to enjoy that kind of just light, it's not really even role play. It's just light extra fun within the game world. I think is awesome. So just to break this up, if for no other reason, let's do the double. Oh, that was a weird. I guess it's the grass breaking, but there was a weird extra element of sound there that I didn't like. It made me scared, but we're better now. So yeah, we get to watch the sun sinking as we go here. We'll switch out our shovels. think we've talked about it before, but it used to be the invisible blocks that were a big issue, where you'd be doing this, moving along at speed, and you'd get stuck. You'd kind of can't move, and it's blocks that have been broken but didn't really process as cleared out of the game. Let's go dump. I'd like to get some more sandstone too, because I'd like to do that far end next. This near end, I'd actually, while I'm thinking about it here, we got just a little bit of daylight left. Let's keep flipping. We'll see how close we can really get, but I'd like to balance those. We only need 3 of the smooth, obviously we need a bunch, right? This is all our building, but for over there, we'll need 3 for the lighting. I'd like to do the elevated lighting with the smooth. I think everything else can stay as the regular sandstone, and we'll see how far the 4 gets us. If this is how you guys can tell if I'm on it or not, is whether I remember that I need to grab all that when I get back out here just after we finish this up. Now we got loads more digging to clear off the extra height of blocks, so we're just gonna go dump all the dirt we have right now. Even in just that little bit of filling in the extra field stuff, we didn't use as much as I'd anticipated. And obviously, I don't think we need to bother with additional picks right at the moment. We're just gonna dump those. That little bit of extra coal we've got is nice. Might as well empty these. A little bit more XP. 4 apples in reserve, ready to go. Got all that. Put these seeds away. All this extra potential for food is wonderful. We're not going to be so far away from beds at any point. I probably should have slept. I mean, it doesn't really matter. It's kind of nice using the nighttime. I always think to get it, but we're going to probably have to deal with more mobs as a result when we go back out. So now what do we need to go pick up, everybody? Say it together. Clearly, we're going to have wheat coming. That's not a crafting thing. We're going to have wheat coming before we have animals. And again, we've got loads of wheat still to work with. So now take a good look. Grab. I'll keep, sorry, bumped the mic there. That was just a nose rub. Think you're kind of high and mighty there, don't you, mister? Don't you? I don't think I can get him to cut to the flat. Now you're stuck, though. Oh, that worked out. And we got a something. I wanted more rest. Respiration is the name of the game. So, maybe by next sleep we can be looking to at least switch over and do lighting next. Would be cool. Still got a little work to do there. And I think the one thing I won't push for, because it will likely require more quarry time, is to worry too much about the fences yet. I don't think we've done anything with gates. I think as with the floor, but maybe the acacia is the way to go. Maybe, no, I think jungle would be a little too light on the sandstone. I guess we can mock up a couple different versions and see which strikes me as we go. But personally, that's why I did the floor. I've always thought the acacia and the acacia for wood and the sandstone go very well together. And you're welcome to your own opinion. Just know it's not right when it's compared to mine. Just kidding. You guys are well within your rights, and as I like to say, if you do have thoughts, again, I'm not timing things around particular comments or waiting. Frankly, that's chat stuff. If I can get this into a live setting where we are playing and interacting as a group, absolutely, instant feedback of, oh, I'd like to do this, or I'd like to see this, or which color should we use, that kind of thing. Those are the part that make it so cool to be playing to a live audience. But yeah, for now, if we're talking about stuff, if you get, if I've made clear what my upcoming stuff is that I'm working on, and you have thoughts, definitely feel free to share your opinions. I'll certainly consider. I won't make it. These are my worlds. I've got to live in them. I've got to survive them as best I can, and so I won't make promises to just, I will absolutely do that, and have no intent to keep those promises. Right? If I'm going to do something, I'm going to do it. But if I'm, if it's something that isn't just obvious to me that you do one or the other, and certainly fence gates are that. If everybody said, oh yeah, you've got to use dark oak because part of the fields are in dark oak area, so obviously you're just stupid if you don't. Okay, it's easy enough. Yeah, all right. Well, I'm cool, but that. Just as I would hope any of the audience would appreciate, if you had your own worlds and threw those things out, you still, it's in movies and that kind of stuff, it's creative control. It's ultimately I get to decide what the real version is. There may be a movie director that's setting all this stuff up, but I get the go, no go when it's all being edited and say that was totally inappropriate, or I think inappropriate probably doesn't get tossed around in editing sessions, but that kind of missed the intent. And whether take the Lord of the Rings, and that's one where even though the movies when they came out were I think it was probably like 18 months of release time between all three. And spread out, but okay, so this is better. Forget that example. Think Harry Potter series, right? Number of different directors over the course of the movie franchise. But J.K. Rowling, I guess I'm not sure I've ever known how that's exactly pronounced without that's sand. Did I grab all sand instead of sandstone? Maybe not. That may limit how far we can get, though. Hopefully, we're just going to do this first row, mainly for the water, right? We want to get that back, and all this will, in a perfect world, we be able to get all this cobble replaced and do one more row at least, so we don't fall off an edge when we're going back through. I have to switch something out, and same goes over on that other end. but at least one lets us fill the irrigation channels without too much problem. And so there again, I was kind of just hung up. Now, I don't know. It's behaving a lot like it used to do with these random blocks, and it was, you would be mining through and have to clean up stuff that you didn't see. People had various techniques and tricks on how to do it. Did you throw some water out there to clean up? But you'd have to go, basically run around swinging an axe blindly to hopefully get things cleaned up. All right, so we got plenty to do, at least one more. And then we'll go back down, wrap up the other end, and then just kind of use as much extra as we can to get our lighting down. Lighting? Edging down. Then lighting. I'm thinking ahead. I was literally thinking lighting, that we can get these paths lit even before we do the elevated stuff. And actually, we should maybe do that before water. I think again, this is kind of opposite of what I've talked about doing and actually done in the past, which is, while we're building this, we want to get it as complete as possible because we want the fields to be growing while we're finishing up around them. We can still do that to the extent that, putting up the chests, springing a wall all the way around this area, getting all those things done, certainly. But I think first up, how's our time? 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. You guys wanted to hear me count, right? That's half. Okay, then oh, look at how well those lines show up. Man, why don't I use sandstone every time I do this? I'm like doing my traditional, like a 3, 1, 3, 1, 3, 1. Oh man, I didn't even know that was. We can fly through. Okay, but instead of flying through it, let's sleep. Oh man, maybe we can fly through it. How fast can I go until I just completely make a botch of it? And I should be facing the other way, so I don't even have to think about. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Boom, boom. That makes sense there. The key seems really loud. It's kind of like squeaky as I go through hitting it. Oh, that lasted a long time. Like, oh yeah, I can't, seemingly. Can I do it better this way? Or maybe this way? Nope. I really shouldn't just be backing up for the convenience of torch placing when I'm trying to get back to my bed. But I mean, you guys have already seen how much quicker is that than we've done on any of the other styles. All right, let's swap our torches. So clearly we're getting these guys done first. Our extra. I was just beginning, like, am I hearing footsteps? What is that? Why do you have to undo my work? I guess that was from a direct result of having stayed up too late putting the torches down the day before. Oh, well, as long as nothing comes creeping around my back door right now, it's okay. We didn't die. That's the main thing. Alright, now. Boom, 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 boom. Yeah, the torches are easy. We totally got torches. Torch game is top notch. And sizzle. I don't know if I like this as much because I don't know how far we gotta go. Why don't I do it like this? Who knows if those are actually right, but it looks pretty right. Then I can just now do everything else. Ooh, oh, too much. Just do everything else. This is how we learn, people. New technique. All done. Oh, like. I don't know if this is really going to help, but now I'm not facing my back over to that side. That's where the creeper came from. Make the bad man stop. That's not fun. Was it this episode? It was this episode. We just went to the quarry. I was like, there was one of these episodes recently where we talked about how, yes, some activities are more deadly than others. Who knew torching was so deadly? Okay, now. Back over. Oh, we can do all that sand, though. I didn't even think about that. Okay. We want 1, 2, 3. Let's get some more torches. What are we doing on time? Ooh, we're getting a little tight. This is gonna be close. We'll just do those 2. You don't really want to waste time on the helmet and stuff. That's enough, right? Just do that. Come back to do the pick the sandstone back up, convert what sand we have so that we can finish this stuff up. But next up, I would really like to get these set. So, for those of you who may be prone to thinking that this is these become a little bit not this so much as the water. That becomes a little too heavy motion. Be aware, that's coming here soon. We'll try to get these done, and I do like getting these out and placed without having to deal with the water. I think I've talked about that. I think I've largely managed to as well, haven't I? Maybe not in the stone brick one so much, but why does this seem off? Was this just a partial stat? No. Okay, we got there. Weird. Alright. Now, all the way back down, because we put up all our dirt already. So I think that just slightly more different sandstone is kind of nice. If it wasn't just fields, maybe we would take some, you can craft some of those like, I think it's chiseled and carved maybe for the sandstone as well. So you get a couple different little patterns. Maybe we could have decorated more. But these are fields, right? For me, it doesn't make a lot of sense. Now in our wall, my primary focus as we get back to on that is going to be getting up the wall to kind of the side over to our water entrance, and then here across the front gate, getting height to it, and giving us that secure corner. And you guys have seen as we played, each morning when I go out, if there's a bunch of mobs spawn, most of them aren't right back in and around us. We've got enough torches and stuff going on that we kind of head out into the field or the trees side to clean up skellies and creepers and all the rest. But yeah, I'd like to have kind of our corner, two sides good. Then as you're going out, you're less likely to have the incident that we just about had here earlier. Okay, so now our next mission will be the water, and then we'll do the above torches, and I think that's probably gonna get us. But that's a little may end up just a few minutes longer than I really thought for tonight. But as I'd kind of joked and said, oh, there won't be really a chance of doing that. This will get us to a good point of completion. Yeah, we won't do any of the farming stuff, but then all, other than, finishing work, the walls and the little bit of extra down at the end, we won't. Now, why didn't I get water on that, or sound on that one? It's very strange. Goofiness. Anyway. And we can take these back down. That at least looks better. So, I'm pleasantly surprised. I didn't come into this evening session thinking at all that I had, I didn't really have any ambitions at all. As I said at the beginning, I was kind of like, I know we stopped and we were gonna repair some tools or something like that, but I wasn't really sure at all what was coming back. Just that I wanted to do a little bit more playing today, and I do hope that tomorrow will be a little bit more back to standard for me, where I don't know, I like waking up early. I like being out there. Even I think that increasingly inspires it and kind of prepares me to start in with you guys. Oh, hey, I saw this while I was outside, or at least you get that fresh air and everything. Now I don't know what the weather is supposed to do. I think by the towards the weekend we've at least got some nice days intermixed, but I'm sure tomorrow's going to be very nice to start. It may improve, so we'll see if I'm even close to the way that I have been already. I may again kind of stick to the indoor plan for a bit, just to try to give myself less. Okay, we're gonna be very. You guys guess how aware am I gonna be as I'm watching around here to see if there's any critters or creepers coming out of these trees. this is not the. I mean, I thought with torches. Hey, yeah, you're moving pretty good and all that. The buckets, yeah, I tend to stare at my feet the whole time because I'm trying to hit the right spots and not do that. Then not take two blocks back out with the bucket when I pick up. Yep, even that was happening. just about to say, yeah, we're cooking. We finally got it on the last one. Clearly not. But all things being said, we are definitely getting to that point where we're killing it. I think, which means this is where we gotta start looking out now. Now is when the game decides to come after us. Oh, bully that it is, and take our nice things away. Not quite yet. This is just pure. I'm not even planning on coming back over to finish these, but since we had the extra shovels on us anyway, and we're done loading dirt, so we might as well get this cleared out of our inventory and done before the next episode. Kind of for at least for a little while, with the exception of sand, be done digging. So, what comes up next? I do think, all impulses and whims aside, I would imagine that the beginning of the next episode is going to be getting the farm actually, hoed, planted. We've got all the various individual plants to do that. We haven't done top torches. Let's just. We're already much more over than I thought we were. So it's about 2 hours and 7 minutes. So it'll be like a 2 hour 10 minute by the time we're done here, I think. But not worrying about torches. So more than likely, the beginning of the next episode is going to feature some of those kinds of tasks. We'll come in. What was I doing with all the... I need a better system. Do we have a horse box yet? Is that down in our treasure stuff? I don't know. Let's make this horse box for now. This was... Okay, so these are our best clothes or all clothes? And do we care about any of the rest of this stuff? I guess we talked about combining those. We could do that real quick. Remember, we're over. Why am I still doing more stuff? I didn't even get the right one. So what happens though? I mean, I do like this game. It's fun, and this world is really growing on me. Okay, so that's going to get us up. It doesn't cost too terribly much. Like I said, I don't know that once you've been up and you start using levels that backs off the difficulty of the world at all. And that wasn't even really what I was looking for at all for this. The protection is just not, it's just, if we're wearing this to go on shipwrecks, then we can at least trade away less less protection when we get rid of our iron or eventually diamond helm to do that. The rest of this, let's go ahead and put the clean leather stuff into to have a full set or work towards it. And then down here, we'll just go dump the this won't be like our art treasure stuff. This is going to be enchanted stuff that we're just holding until we want to disenchant a bunch to break it. So that being said, let's pull these guys back out. That Smite 2 book should really just go in with the junk. Oh, I turned too far. Did it? Up and over. Okay. Horsespin. Clothespin. Oh, we don't even need those. Have we planted a cactus yet for trash? I don't think so. Why didn't I put the dirt away? We're supposed to be ending this episode right now. Guys, you know it, but I'm going to say it again because it's that important. I thank you all so much for all of the wonderful views, the comments that have been left. Just letting me know that that there's people out there enjoying this content. Really makes it fun to keep putting these up. They're fun anyway. Like I said, I'm always playing this game. We're not going to do more tools or anything. We're going to park it right here. We'll go ahead and save out to Gamers Unite separately in your own homes. Awesome. I think we're all getting to the point where we have a little more flexibility when it comes to that. Again, when you gather nowadays, do it safely. If you're in schools, I know you guys are lucky. You're getting back in person. I think most folks, parents that have had to work from home, a lot of people are going to find that companies are like, we're actually okay that this is coming back around. So cool stuff again. Great. Thanks, Minecraft. That was one I can actually comment on, and I got no time to do it. I've kept you all around here too long. Thanks for being with me. As always, whether it is late at night like it is for me right now, or middle of the day when you watch any of these videos, take a little break when you get done. If you're going to watch another or play some yourself, stick your head outside. Right now for me, it's dark night, and I hope it's not too wet, but I'm gonna at least step out on my balcony and see, get a last little breath of fresh air before I do turn in, and hopefully come back and rejoin you guys in the next session, feeling a little more myself. So take care. Thanks again, and keep checking back. This is Hambbage, signing off.